It's a no disqualification. And our sister advocate.
This story begins with the introduction of a great visionary, Bray Wyatt, whose real name is Windham Rotunda. What do most NXT stars do when their main roster run is miserable? Some get lost due to the unforgiving nature of the wrestling business, while a few may work on a new gimmick to forge a new connection with the masses. Wyatt was the latter of those blue-eyed NXT prospects. His first call-up to the WWE main roster as Husky Harris in the heel faction The Nexus showed some sparks, but ultimately failed to woo the fans. However, Rotunda will take the failure on his chin and vow to one day appear at the pinnacle of WWE and stay there, forever. Where did he begin his journey of redemption? How did he form the most eerie and one of the most successful WWE stables ever, the Wyatt Family? Did WWE disband the group prematurely? Join us now as we look at the rise and fall of the Wyatt Family. But before we begin the actual storytelling, if you like our content, please do like and subscribe to our channel. This may be a small click for you, but it's a big hit for us. Thank you. Alright, let's begin. Rotunda found himself sent back to where he came from, the rigors of WWE's development promotion, Florida Championship Wrestling. In 2011, after a year of aimless feuds as the dreaded Husky Harris character, his career seemed to go nowhere. That was until he repackaged as the sinister, gospel-spewing Eater of the Worlds, Bray Wyatt. Under this new gimmick, Rotunda donned a fedora hat and wore tacky-collared beach shirts. He would instill his wisdom to the masses, who couldn't help but get hooked on this new character. Wyatt initially associated himself with Eli Cottonwood. When FCW was rebranded as NXT, Wyatt debuted his character on the new brand. Soon, his latest band of misfits appeared in the black and gold promotion as he brought the creepy, emotionless Luke Harper and the fearsome sheep mask wearing Eric Rowan into a scary faction, which would come to be known as the Wyatt Family. A real-life injury to Rotunda at the time prevented his in-ring involvement. However, his lackeys, Harper and Rowan, were ever present to spread his words and function as the group's muscle when needed. And Wyatt would sit back and enjoy the devastation while sitting atop his trademark rocking chair. The odd cohort made their way to the ring in darkness, with their leader carrying a lamp. Fans in the arena lit up their mobile flashes, setting up a mesmerizing scene whenever the family headed to the squared circle. WWE took over a year to realize the vast potential of the unconventional group. After months of vignettes, the Wyatt Family finally made its main roster debut in July of 2013 in an episode of Monday Night Raw. The ominous ensemble brutally attacked the Big Red Machine, Kane, to unleash the new face of fear on the main roster. Their first noticeable feud in the big leagues was against Daniel Bryan. Wyatt went to many lengths to recruit the American Dragon in his evil stable. Bryan ended up in the Scary Family. However, in a surprising turn of events, it was revealed he had sold his soul to the devil to exact revenge from the faction. Bryan did get his payback eventually, when he attacked Wyatt and his disciples in a January 2014 episode of the Red Brand. Before anyone knew it, the mysterious faction had enchanted the audience with their spellbinding performances week in, week out. The trio was a fan favorite, even though they portrayed devilish, villainous characters. However, they were not the only group of outcasts on the main roster. The Shield, a stable of 3 men dressed in tactical gear and wreaking havoc wherever they want, was another group ready to pick a new fight. The two teams collided in a mouth-watering clash at the 2014 Elimination Chamber event in a battle for bragging rights to, determine the ensemble which ran WWE. The Wyatts prevailed, piping the Shield and following it up by entering into a high-profile feud with the Stamford-based promotion's top act at the time, John Cena. Rise of the Wyatt Family. A chance to rumble with the company's top draw? Surely the Wyatt Family had struck gold. And as it turned out, they did. Fans saw Cena visibly shaken by Wyatt's demonic presence for the first time in his WWE career. However, he he overcame his deepest fears by handing Rotunda his first pinfall loss on the main roster. This was just the beginning of the Cenation leader's troubles with the family. Wyatt finally handed Cena a loss in a frightening cage match at the Extreme Rules event. Frightening because, well, apart from the usual interruptions from Harper and Rowan, a mysterious child chanting Wyatt's chilling rhyme stopped the 16-time world champion in his tracks, while Rotunda climbed out of the cage to be declared the winner. The final edition of Cena's tussle with the Wyatt family came at the Payback event, in a last man standing match, no less. Even though the Eater of the Worlds lost the rubber match, his brainchild stable's popularity had reached an insurmountable level. The next assignment for the horrifying group was a rivalry with Y2J, Chris Jericho, another seasoned veteran at the top of his game. You know, a further show of trust from the WWE higher-ups in the group. Fall of the Wyatt family. Just when the trio looked set to rule the WWE main roster, the always contriving powers at the helm decided to disband the massively successful group. Vignettes began appearing on WWE programming, during which Wyatt talked about freeing up Harper and Rowan to embark on a singles career. The former Wyatt family members found themselves on the opposite end in the traditional Survivor Series match between Team Cena and Team Authority in the 2014 Survivor Series, a match which is remembered for the WWE debut of former WCW star Sting. While Rowan turned into a babyface siding with John Cena's Righteous Ensemble, Harper struck to his dark roots and remained a negative shade character, supporting the heel Authority group. On the other hand, Wyatt was on a mission to preach his evil gospel to various top stars in the wrestling juggernaut at the time. First, he entered into a competition for the most deranged wrestler on the WWE roster as he squared off against the lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose, multiple times. The new face of fear would then focus his attention on the Stanford-based promotion's resident deadman, The Undertaker, at WrestleMania 31. The fans couldn't help but get excited for this battle of two otherworldly beings. In a case of questionable booking on the part of WWE, Wyatt would end up as the loser of the monumental fight, sucking out any momentum he had gained by then in his quest for singles glory. The case of his former Wyatt family sons was not too rosy either, as they looked doomed to stay in the mid-card for, eternity. Harper and Rowan entered into a short rivalry before WWE reluctantly paired them back up again. In a classic case of the if it ain't broken, don't fix it phrase, the company reunited the Wyatt family in 2015 with a new fourth monster in their midst, namely Braun Strowman.
Ganged up on Lesnar. I guess this may be the perfect game plan.
The new monster in the family. The new look family immediately entered a feud against another rejoined pair, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. This led to a 6-man tag team match between Wyatt, Harper, and Strowman against the clumsily arranged trio of Reigns, Ambrose, and the stable's old foe, Chris Jericho, at the 2015 Night of Champions event. Pitting a well-oiled tag team against a hastily assembled one has only one clear winner, right? Hence, the Eerie faction marked their reunion with a dominant win. However, Reigns outmaneuvered Rotunda in a singles fight at the Hell in a Cell event. Perhaps enraged by the loss, the Wyatts brutally attacked The Undertaker the same night. The group thought Taker could easily be taken out with a huge number advantage. Boy, were they so wrong. Little did they know that another ghost from their past was about to make their lives miserable. Kane joined forces with his half-brother, Taker, for a reunion of their own, marking the return of the Brothers of Destruction. The Demon's favorite son and the Deadman got one up on the evil family as they ran out the victors against the team of Wyatt and Harper. From here on, the group continued their trend of only feuding with wrestling royalties as they set on a collision course with the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, and the crowd favorite, the Great One, The Rock. But, by this point, the once uberly popular group was majorly booked to lose, making their previous domination of the roster a distant memory. Also, it didn't help that Strowman was drafted to Monday Night Raw, while Wyatt and Harper headed to SmackDown in July 2015. The final fall. This switch ended up quite good for the family as they captured the SmackDown Tag Team title, all the while adding a new member to their family of outcasts, the wily Randy Orton. So, while the Viper added a newer, much-needed dimension to the stable, it was becoming evident, day by day, that it had run its course. Harper was the first to depart the family in early 2017, while Orton and Wyatt clashed at the WrestleMania 33 for the WWE title. The Legend Killer ended his faction leader's reign at the top, signaling an end of his association with the Wyatt family. It wasn't long before the 2017 Superstar shakeup became a final nail in the coffin for the faction, as its two last remaining members were separated. Rotunda moved to Raw, while Rowan stayed in the Blue brand. So after a feud and subsequent team-up with Matt Hardy, Wyatt debuted a mysterious demonic character, The Fiend, in 2019, with dual personalities. Rowan first teamed up with Harper as part of the Bludgeon Brothers, and the duo even won the tag team title on one occasion. Later, he was forced to take the back seat as he served as Daniel Bryan's on-screen bodyguard before his release from the company in 2020. A tragic fate that would first be bestowed upon Harper in late 2019 and, surprisingly, Wyatt in 2021. Thus, the three original founders of the Wyatt family found themselves as far from each other as possible. Harper would join the rival promotion All Elite Wrestling as Brody Lee, but the news of his shock passing in 2020 shook the wrestling industry to its core. Wyatt returned to WWE in 2022 to a rapturous response from fans. However, an underlying heart condition aggravated by the onset of COVID-19 proved fatal as he succumbed to a heart attack in 2023. The Wyatt family may have suffered from a catastrophic ending, but it doesn't mean there cannot be a new beginning. A spin-off faction. Wyatt's real-life brother, Taylor Rotunda, aka Bo Dallas, has embarked on a path to honor the legacy of his late great brother. Along with former Wyatt family member Eric Rowan and a trio of other exiles, Dallas has emerged as the leader of the fearsome stable, the Wyatt Six, in 2024. Head to our previous explanation video to get every little detail on the origins of the new ensemble and its various endless possibilities. Marvelous verdict. The first run of the Wyatt family on the WWE main roster was nothing short of a revelation. Fans were in awe of Wyatt's sermons, while Harper and Rowan's destruction pleased their eyes. It's sad that WWE decided to split up the group when it did, as arguably, the ensemble had much more to achieve. On the one hand, Wyatt managed to shine in his singles run. On the other, both Harper and Rowan struggled to break the mold of a mid-card performer, eventually leading to their removal from the company. Nevertheless, the trio has cemented their legacy through their impeccable work in the Stamford-based promotion. And that's the end of our video. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Have a good one, and be safe. Thanks, everyone!